We are now joined by SABC News International Editor Sophie Mukwena, and she joins us now live. Sophie, thank you so much for your time. Let's start off here. We do know that the former Zambian president passed away yesterday in Pretoria. How far are the preparations for his repatriation?
Yes, Mbali, we are coming live from Johannesburg, where we are going to be in conversation with the secretary of the Patriotic Front, a political party in Zambia. You are aware that the former president of Zambia, that is Edgar Lungu, passed on yesterday, and today the members of the family and also the Patriotic Front party of Zambia is in South Africa to engage with those who will assist the Zambian delegation to repatriate the body of the late former President Edgar Lungu. I'm going to be in conversation with the Secretary General of the party. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. The passing on of former President Edgar Lungu, clearly it has left a big impact in terms of your political party.
Yes, admittedly we are devastated and gutted by this sudden development. The whole country is in mourning. The party is in mourning. But we are here in South Africa to make sure that the correct things are done as we prepare to give him a dignified send-off. As you are aware, I think the background is that back home we have been dealing with very unfortunate circumstances that are never expected in a normal democracy. The former president for over 3 years was without justification, stopped from, traveling or indeed to attend to basic needs like basically medical checkups. He's been in South Africa being attended to by specialists here for over 10 years. And going by the medical personnel that were attending to him after what would describe him sneaking out of the country, basically, to try and have his health attended to. He was told that had he come maybe 2 years earlier, the condition would have been better.
But he was in South Africa in 2015, I remember very well, where he received medical attention.
Like you have put it, that is 2015. And from 2015 all the way to 2021 until he left office, he was constantly being attended to. But from the time he left office, we may not have all the time to describe what he's been subjected to, but I think significantly is that he was never allowed to travel. He was under a travel ban, which was basically politically motivated without any law backing it or any conventional things that were being considered. He took advantage of a situation where there was a human rights or UN human rights rapporteur was investigating human rights issues in Zambia, and obviously because the regime was afraid that if they stopped him from traveling, they would be exposed. That's how he found himself here.
But the other issue is that are there no proper facilities in Zambia, the country that he has led, perhaps where he could get a medical attention or treatment before the challenges or the health challenges he had got out of control?
We have, proper facilities that could attend to any medical condition, but I think his condition required some extra specialized, attention, which we may not currently have in Zambia. I mean, we have certain facilities in Zambia that South Africa may not have. And to that effect, we have some of our people, some of your people come to Zambia. It's a normal thing in a global world. So he was coming here because of a specific medical condition that was recommended could be attended by specialists here. And it's a normal thing. The issue that we're discussing is that the death of our former president could have been avoided had people been, professional, had people been patriotic and humane in dealing with each other regardless of the politics. Now, we're preparing to repatriate his remains back to Zambia and prepare for the funeral procession until the last day of send-off. We have a Foreign Affairs Minister, Mr. Aimbe, who has come, representing President Nakacinda, to try and offer courtesies in the process of repatriating his body, which is shocking, obviously, for the party, and is also shocking for the family, because for the past 3 years, 2 years and some months, President Edgar Chagwa Lungu was stripped off of all his entitlements as a former head of state, which is very unfortunate. His security, whatever you can talk about. He came here just like an ordinary person, looking after himself. And his wishes, to those of us who were very close to him and interacted with him, was that if anything happened to me, I would rather be treated the same way I've been treated while I'm alive. Allow me to be buried within, with close family members, and let, an ordinary process be undertaken. Unfortunately, our friends who are in government are coming with this pomp, and now the person they verified, they want to call him a statesman, they want to accord him all kinds of courtesies, we want to repatriate his remains, we want to buy his caskets and all these things, we want to be in charge of the funeral. And we're saying, are you doing this as an entitlement or gratuitously? Is it out of sympathy? If it's an entitlement, how is it that you are being selective? Why didn't you offer his entitlement when he was alive, and you want to offer this when he is normal? The family has expressed concern that the motivation towards all these courtesies is to try and use his funeral for political marriage on the part of those who are in government, and we're very uncomfortable, especially the extended family, which is the Patriotic Front, to which he was president. We're also saying...
You say he was president of Patriotic Front. There are also reports that he had bought a small party, and he was in negotiations with other parties to form a bigger alliance. How far true are those reports?
Actually, I heard you talk about that, and I wished I was in the studio or immediately rebutted, because I noticed you're dealing with misinformation. He is president of Patriotic Front. There was an attempt by UPND to try and create factions within the Patriotic Front, but he has been an advocate of unity within the opposition, and hence we formed an alliance called Tonse Alliance. And because the UPND, using institutions of government, had actually attempted to even transfer the leadership of the party to surrogates, and the ECZ, the Electoral Commission of Zambia, were instructed openly by the president that they cannot allow PF to feature candidates unless the signatures are not from Edgar Lungu. All these nonsensical things that were happening. And therefore, within the alliance, we had to decide, do we have a special purpose vehicle, a political party we can use to still have the will of the people expressed through elections? That's how the new Congress party was chosen. Not that they had bought it, or indeed there was any deal. It was a choice of the collective within the alliance that let's feature in these by-elections through the new Congress party. But he still remained, president of Patriotic Front. The surrogates or colleagues that were compromised, I think they came to their senses about 2-3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, on the 1st of May, the leader of the so-called faction came and, to try and make amends. And I think in the interest of the party and the interest of the nation, we came together. So we can say that it's important that the region, which is SADC, and also the continent, begin to give an eagle's eye to what is happening in Zambia. Mr. Nakacinda was highly, propelled, and some propaganda machinery put in place, and one of the bases We're not alleging Sabik or anything like that, but one of the bases for which he presented himself and projected himself as a messiah in Zambia was basically here in South Africa. And we're saying the very machinery we had put in place to project him should be turned to go and examine his performance.
Thank you so much. I think there you have it. I think there's a problem here. The divisions in terms of how the process is going to unfold in terms of preparations for the funeral of the late former President Edgar Lungu. As you heard yesterday, the other party, which is part of the alliance, talking about the fact that they were also engaging President Edgar Lungu or former President Edgar Lungu. They came to South Africa 2 weeks ago. And I think the other challenging issue will be to see how the government of Zambia is going to handle this matter. As you can hear that the party is aggrieved in terms of the treatment he received from the current administration. We will give the Zambian government a right to reply in terms of the current situation.